over the years, my family has told me not to talk about politics or religion, and I have been intimidated into silence. And I was talking to my cousin this morning, and I said, you know what, Linda? Anytime you run up to anybody who's angry or that tells you to be quiet, start talking to them and asking questions. Don't be intimidated by anger, by fear, by anything. We've been silent way too long, and all of us need to just encourage people to engage so that they know that they make a difference. All of us do, one by one. I'm a voter registrar. When I go to the grocery store, are you registered to vote? My voice doesn't count. It does. And somehow we've got to get people turned around to be positive. And I just also realized we can't wait for the government. No. We've got to do this from the ground up. Our founding fathers told us we are the people. The government serves us. And if we don't get up off our butts, away from our computers and gadgets, and get out into the streets and talk to people, block walk, get to know your neighbors, talk, get engaged, something is going to show up in your space, and you'll say yes, and you'll take that and run with it. I don't know what it is. Everybody's different. But it's so important for us as we the people to be we the people. Yeah! Yes. So that's it.
Thank you so much for speaking. Anyone else would like to come up and speak? And when you come up and speak, please project we're doing our best with the technology we have, but you gotta be loud. Hey, there you go.
Hey guys. Hey. Yeah, so I guess a lot of you probably heard yesterday there's a big article in Science about birds in North America, right? I was born in the 70s, right? I don't think of myself as that old, but I also teach college, so I realize I am getting old. But since the decade I was born, this study has shown that we've lost nearly a third of birds in North America, since 1970. And so, to me, this is no longer sort of a radical cause. This is no longer some leftist cause, right? Defending our biosphere, defending our climate, this has to be our common cause. It absolutely has to be our common cause, and climate action needs to be our common cause. And so I'm here today because my nieces and my nephew, all the children of San Antonio, my students, deserve a livable future, and I want to leave them a planet that has not been depleted in the way that it's become depleted over the last several decades. So thank you guys all for showing up and for being here, and I really do believe that we can take action and turn this around.
Great. Thank you, Lindsay. Would anyone else like to come up and speak? Yeah, just come on up.
Yeah, everybody move forward a little bit.
Yeah, we're sisters. Perfect. And then you are afterwards. You're on deck.
Hi everybody, my name is Michaela and this is my sister Kyra. We're sisters. Hi. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, I'm sure all of us want to live to be a certain age, and that's not going to be possible if we destroy our environment, destroy our natural resources, and the issues that we are going to face are just going to be greater as we age. So I think striking now and telling our people in power, our government officials, telling them that, hey, we're in this together. If we sink this ship, there's no planet B, there's no other way that we're going to survive. So the climate crisis is everybody's issue. It's a minority issue. It's not something just for young people. It's for everybody to get involved. And I'm just so glad that all of you are here to get here today to show solidarity and telling the people in Washington climate change isn't a hoax and we're going to do something about it.
Hey everyone, so as my sister said, my name is Kyra. I've lived all over the world. I've lived in Europe, I've lived in Asia, and I was born and raised here in the great state of Texas. And one of the things that I knew growing up was the saying, strike while the iron is hot. Well, the iron is too damn hot! Someone mentioned voting earlier. Guys, if you are not registered to vote, please vote. The trees have no voices, so it is up to us to speak for them. Woo! Thank you.
Ditto. Alrighty. Who's next? Come on up. Take it away.
Alright, I'm a little flustered, but I'm pissed. Alright? We can't stand for this shit. I can't continue to stand idly by as our futures are monetized at the hands of capitalism, essentially. But even besides that, to sort of piggyback off of what was just said, this is not just an environmental issue. It is social justice, it is reproductive justice, it is economic justice, it is justice for people of color and indigenous people, it is justice for our youth, and I'm here because they need to be heard, and we need to speak up for them. I'm so glad that I see so many youth out here, and this isn't over.
Just beginning.
Just beginning. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Dr. Denise Farkas Richter, and I'm a longtime environmentalist. I'm happy to see everybody here. In the last election, the national election, 66 million people voted Democrat, 63 million people voted Republican, and 109 million people didn't vote. We really need to make sure that we get our friends and family registered and get them to the polls, because that's the only way we're going to roll this back and have things change. So please, pretty please, get your friends and family registered and get them to the polls. Thank you.
Hi, I'm not a very good public speaker, but I'm here because I was overseas this summer. I grew up overseas, and I grew up seeing an active youth in keeping the environment clean and good for everybody. And this past summer I went back to Morocco. That's where I grew up, and I remember hearing on the radio that they were trying to advertise for people to come and clean the beach and to keep the parks clean. And one of their selling points was it attracts tourists from first world countries because we don't have a clean environment and we don't have nice, nature like they do in third world countries because of all our carbon emission. Like I just heard earlier this morning, that 10%, the top 10% of the world is creating 50% of the carbon emissions. So if, we should be the ones leading the way to have a better future. And if third world countries are able to do it, we should be right there supporting them. We shouldn't be creating a dirty environment for everybody.
Hi, I've been deputized by the Bexar County Board of Elections. I've been deputized by the Bexar County Board of Elections, and I can register. I've been deputized by the Bexar County Board of Elections. I have voter application registration with me. If you are 18 by November 20th, you can register to vote today, or if you're already 18, you can register to vote. I have everything with me, and I'll take it down to the Bexar County Voters Bureau and make sure that the applications are turned in. So come find me if you want to register to vote. Your vote counts. Your voice counts.
Hi, my name is Diana Olson. I'm with Alamo Climate Strike, and I just want to say thanks for coming out. Also, I'm a math science teacher, previously was. So I'm glad to see that the kids of San Antonio have joined today and are standing up for what is right here for our environment, for their future, for future generations. And I promise I won't tell your teachers you're not in class today. But if you are with Alamo Climate Strike, please come and introduce yourself to me. I'd love to meet you. And also, we will be marching with the Youth Climate Rally tomorrow. So, God bless y'all. Thanks.
Hi, and I just wanted to encourage everybody who speaks. I've got the microphone right on my bottom lip. I'm sorry I don't have sanitary swabs for everybody who uses it, but please get that close. It has to be that close for everybody to hear. Thank you.
Can everyone hear? Everyone in the back? All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Angela. I go to Trinity University. I think something that intimidates a lot of people concerning specifically climate change, I think the fear is that I'm just one person. What can one person do? Like, what is my individual efforts going to do to change something? And I think the main argument that we should use is that it's not about one person doing one big thing. It's about many people doing one small thing. If we can all come together like we are here, it won't be much, well, it's an upward battle, but as I think Josh said, it's not the end, it's only the beginning. Somos unidos, somos juntos. We can do this.
Todos juntos.
Hello, my name is Owen. Hello, my name is Owen Florence.
Nice and loud.
Is this loud enough?
Right on your mouth.
Alrighty.
There you go. There you go.
The United Nations has told us that we've only got 10 years left until the irreversible damage of climate change begins. Think about it. In 10 years, from 1945 to 55, we went from a 10 kiloton nuclear weapon to a 1 megaton nuclear weapon. Technology has advanced so fast since then, we might be able to have the technology to stop this. We've got to do something about this.
That's right. That's right.
Hi. I'm going to speak quickly because I don't like speaking publicly. But what I will say is that I really like history. I just graduated high school. I've always liked history. And I think, you know, the more you study history, the more you realize, specifically in American history, that it takes a really long build-up for stuff to happen. And like what that kid just said, he just said we got 10 years left. And I'm going to be honest with you, I would rather us create that build-up. I want us to create that thing that makes the government go, oh shit, we need to do something right now. I want that to be us instead of whatever's gonna happen. So let's keep working. Let's keep educating ourselves. Let's keep advocating, working together as a group. Thanks.
So, this fossil fuel thing, that's the end. It's killing life. This crap, this stupid crap, that's the end.
That's right.
Almost the life is getting dead. Existence is falling, dying. Please, no fossil fuels.
No fossil fuels.
Alright, so I want you to protect this world. Make Earth peaceful and happy again. No more of this fossil fuel crap.
Hello, I'm Caleb. I don't think, honestly, I should be here talking because this probably shouldn't happen. But,
that's right.
Yeah. So, I think we should, like my brother said, stop using fossil fuels and also just stop the way we're doing. We have a short amount of time. We're gonna all die. I'm just kidding. Unless we fix it. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Now, I know that not everybody can necessarily hear. We've got some soft-spoken folk. Come on closer. That's really all I can say. Tomorrow, we'll have March starting here at 10 o'clock, and we'll have 2,000-watt speakers in addition to this. We'll have plenty. For today, this is what we got. So come on down tomorrow as well. But who else?
We got someone.
Houston, Texas. And we all know what's happening in Houston right now. This is the this is the second time in 2 years that my hometown is flooding. Every single house on my street flooded. So, let's stop. Well, I didn't have a plan when I came up. Yeah, it's okay. You got it. Let's get this shit over with now. God damn
it. Is there anyone else?
Sure. Right here.
You got it.
Yeah.
So, my name is Sid, not short for Sidney, it's Siddharth. So originally my plan for just making a stable income was going to be a luthier. I was going to build violins, and I decided I didn't want to do that, and I immediately changed my course of action, and I decided to go and apply to Evergreen University so I could learn what I could do for my planet. And that's my course of action. And I know it's going to have I want to make as big as an impact as possible. I want to become a scientist. I want to become an environmental scientist and ecological. Sorry. I just love the earth so much. My course of action is to help this earth. This morning I went to garden club and I did school for this, so I don't know. I think we should plant a tree right now. I feel like we should all go to HEB and like buy trees. I have so much more to say, but I'm illiterate, so.
No, it's perfect. You're perfect.
We speak for the trees. The trees can't do much, so we gotta kick in and help. There is no way. Some people say there's no way we can help. So we gotta believe in ourselves.
Woo, woo, woo. Good job, man. Good job. Good job.
Would anyone else? Okay, you, and then you, and then you. All right, know the order.
Hi, everyone. So I'll be brief as I can. My name is Ame. I'm a professor of math and science. I feel so privileged to be here today. I'm actually visiting from Colorado. This is a little bit unexpected probably, but my research is actually funded by oil and gas. And we can have a conversation about how appropriate that is, but I want you to know, scientists like myself, scientists in universities all over this country, scientists in the oil and gas industry, and even non-scientists in the oil and gas industry are allies. Okay, it's a very complex thing, and like some people have mentioned, the reason these companies are so powerful is because there's such a huge demand. So I don't want to preach to the choir, but that has to be part of the mission, and I applaud you all for taking this on. It is a hard problem. There is a huge demand for energy, and that's what we face every day. That has to be part of the plan. So again, I'm just so grateful to be here and to have this opportunity. I have 3 little kids, and I'm very proud that I can be here and tell them I was here for them. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here because all of you are here. My name is Brandon, and I'm here. This is my why. I'm here because all of you are literally my why. I'm here because, like Siddharth and Caleb, the future voters, and the Lorax, I love the planet, dude. I love every second here, and I think that we can all do a lot to make positive change. Yeah, we're going to have some cars, and we're still going to have to deal with some fossil fuels, but we have a lot of opportunity here in San Antonio and here everywhere. When I turned on the fear machine this morning, I was happy to see thousands of climate strikers all over the world, and I will stand in solidarity with them. I'm here because, like news radio, mad as hell, and we don't have to take it. I'm here because, dang, we shouldn't have to wait for a teenager from Sweden to get us up off the couch. You know, I'm here because look what the vegans have done. We got Swedish meatballs now that are vegan, and we got Impossible meat. So when you vote with your dollars, things happen. And I just want to say thank you again to all of you that are here. Keep it up, and let's go plant some trees.
I'm Charles Peterson. I want to remind people that this problem is big, really big. We're changing the way everyone on Earth is running their systems, the energy that they use, the food they eat, everything they do. Everything has to change. Yeah. That's everything we do, everything you can do to help helps at the same time. But there has to be massive change. We have to change all the kind of systems that we do, and we have to change, including our political system. Yeah. We have to have a political revolution that puts people in charge and devotes all of our energies to solving the problems of people.
Be the people. Get on the mic. On the mic. On the mic.
We're going to have to be working on this for the rest of our lives. There's no shortcut. This is what we have to do.
Okay, everyone. A change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. Everyone, a change is gonna come. 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 That's all I have to say. The change is gonna come.
Alright, do we have maybe like one or two more people who would like to speak? Alright, you. Yeah, and then you afterwards, and then yeah, sure. Well, 3 people. Alright.
Well, I'm glad to see the young people today. I'm glad you made it out. My name is Olga Scher. I'm a retired science teacher, actually biology. I went into it because I love nature. But I'm now almost 70 years old, and I have had time to see how our planet is declining. And we ask about, well, what can we do? What are you're thinking, what can we do? And I don't know if this is possible, but that someone said that all politics are local. Yeah. This building right here is where your city council members meet. Do you know who your city council member is? Do you know what city council district you live in? Every Wednesday, they have citizens input at 6 o'clock. That means that anybody can come down here and for 3 minutes, or if you want to get those 2 people or 3 people, you can give up your time to someone else, and they'll get 3 or 9 minutes. You come down here and you can talk to the city council. What you need to do is go back to your schools, get groups together, get shifts together, somehow organize between the schools, and just keep coming down here every Wednesday and putting it in their face about what it means to you as young people with the climate change. Because right now they have the CAP going on right now. They're going to be voting
October 17th.
October 17th. So, you know, that's just around the corner, but that doesn't mean we just can't keep going. So try to do that, please. Try to come down here together. We took the bus today. You can too. Get on the schedule, talk to VIA, and find out about routes to get here. That's another way to save the planet. So if you can do that, or if you think of somebody else that can, please talk to them and come tell these people who represent you and me how you feel about what's happening and going to happen in the future. Thank you very much.
So along with what she was saying, so every time I know that they have a whole bunch of council meetings, like, you know, like Lug Duggett comes in, like in a community center, other representative from Congress. I know a whole lot of people don't lobby, they don't take advantage of these legislative briefings, but just for like, if you could at least come, just tell them, how do you feel about taking advice from somebody who is smarter than you? Because I bet you there is somebody out there who is smarter than them at a certain subject. Scientists, researchers, engineers, people like you. You guys are smarter at them at one little thing. I know it. And I hope that you dare yourself to ask that question to them. How do you feel about taking advice from somebody who's smarter than you?
Right.
All right, and we have our last open mic speaker.
Brianna, can I say one thing before we break up?
Okay, so I don't really like to speak in front of people, but I'm Lilia, and I took a walk the other day, and like I thought it was beautiful, and then when I looked down,
It's all right. It's all right. Okay. You got it.
Voice matters.
Yeah, we're with you.
when I looked down at the ground, I saw a whole bunch of plastic and like a whole bunch of like trash and garbage bags from like different lunches and things. And so I thought about starting a club or something at school. And I'm not sure like people want to join and stuff, but I feel like the word we're spreading will help them join and to pick up trash around campus at least.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, I didn't plan to speak today. Someone mentioned the climate action plan that's going to be voted on October 17th. And that's one of the reasons I want to encourage you. Every time you have an opportunity to come and speak to council, every Wednesday night, you can come down here at 6 o'clock, sign up before 6 to speak. It's important that San Antonio get a climate plan. The current one says we're going to eliminate half our fossil fuels, half our carbon emissions, half our greenhouse gas emissions rather in 2030 and 100% by 2050. But there's issues with the plan. The plan got dumbed down, right? It came out originally in January. You had a lot of oil and gas interests come out, big business interests came out, and they just neutered the thing. While I'm here, I was a steering committee member, and we started organizing in 2017 when Donald Trump got out of the Paris Climate Agreement. We rallied down here in June, and as soon as the new council and mayor came in, they passed a solidarity statement with the world community saying even if our federal government wasn't going to do it, San Antonio would. So we're getting a commitment to do that, to hit the numbers. But one of the concerns I have is how this plan is going to come into being. And there's a lot of questions about that, primarily because our city-owned utility, the utility that you and I own, that distributes the electricity, that owns the coal plant and the nuclear plants and the gas, as well as the wind and the solar, they're fighting like hell to keep the community out of their generation decisions. They say it's people first, and they're going into the public, but I'll tell you, behind the scenes, they're fighting us. And that's why this plan no longer has a bullet point underneath generation of fossil fuels, which is responsible for almost 3/4 of all of our climate emissions. It's got a bullet point now that no longer, as it did in January, says that they're going to work with community members, with city staff, and with other stakeholders to make sure we get down to zero and how we're going to get there. So it's a real power play. They want to keep burning coal into the 2060s, and I have absolutely no idea how they're going to comply with the climate plan in solidarity and in honest brokering with the world's community by doing that. And so I really encourage those of you that can engage on this process. Shame CPS Energy, call them out, make sure the mayor and the council understand this issue, and make sure the generation process decisions are made with us. Yeah. And someone said it earlier, todos juntos, okay? Thank you.
Y'all ready for another call and response? Yeah! I know you are. This is probably familiar for people who come out to these actions. When the air we breathe is under attack, what do we do? Fight back. I told you what to say.
Stand up, fight back.
That's what you say. Sorry, let's try this again. Okay, so you say stand up, fight back. All right. When the air we breathe is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When the water we drink is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When the earth we need is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Hell yeah. All right, so Now, like we said at the beginning of this event, today is really about you and like your voices and getting to know your neighbors. So we're going to be doing a lot of like talking to each other in small groups. So find someone you don't know, ideally, and talk to them. We're going to like give like 5-10 minutes so people can talk to their neighbors or talk in small groups about what can you do in your neighborhoods for effective climate action. And this is like, kind of think of it as like a community brainstorm. And this is a way of building bridges and building potential resources with each other. So find shade, stand in it, talk to people you don't know, and then we're going to like talk about talking to people afterwards.